Wow. Back at it again with Dr. Acula.
Overwhelmed by this horrifying epidemic. When I get back, I'll have a word.
Go. Ignore me. I'm minding my own business. None of you guys need to, you know, fuck around with me. I'm just minding my own business. You don't need to bother me.
Stay away!
You guys are busy at work, hunting the vampire menace. I have no quarter with you. That leads back to the sewers. I want to go across the bridge. I'm going to have to fight these guys. Wait, was that my... Oh, that was my... I wasn't holding down R, though. Cool, that's what it looks like, though. Good to know. Gonna go see if I can eavesdrop on Mr. and Mrs. Crime Lord. And see if doing so will give me any more potential information on play. Dyson. See more. If I can't get these guys to, like, trigger hint dialogue, I'm just gonna go back and just eat Clay outright. Like... I know I keep saying I'm going to eat him. But I always want to get more out of eating him, you know? I want to maximize the blood points that I'm getting from devouring him. I don't think these guys are gonna... These guys are never gonna converse. Let's double back to Pembroke. Well, we'll hold off on eating Clay. Let's get Mesmerize level 2 first before we commit to eating anybody else tonight. Because we're level 12, so I think we're sufficiently powered up to deal with whatever threats come our way. I think I have a thing for you.
Good evening.
Evening.
Do you need
Don't get me wrong.
I'm certain you have your reasons. But let me assure you, I'm not like other doctors you may have consulted with.
It is true. You risked your life to save me, after all. It would be impolite to refuse your counsel.
Goodbye.
Hello? Tired of your shit, Clay. Blah, 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 blah. That looks like a hint for Clay. Woohoo! I think we're doing it.
Hey, Doc.
Hi, Clay. Oh, you have trouble with your wife.
What can you tell me about your marriage, Clay?
Marriage is the sweetest cage, they say. Well, I found myself locked in one with a wild animal.
You mean your wife keeps you on your toes?
No, I mean, we both have claws and we both love to bite.
Am I right to assume your wife's letter pissed you off, Clay?
I was so mad, I threw away the knife she got me when we got married.
Your wife gave you a knife as a wedding present.
That knife has always been my lucky charm. If I'd had it in my hand when I got stabbed on that pier, I'd not have been wounded.
A lucky charm? I never would have taken you as the superstitious type.
We all have our flaws, Doc. Mine's to have my weapon of choice, but when the really dirty business comes around.
Clay, it's your lucky night. Let's go. Eyes forward. Follow me. Get you somewhere nice and quiet and secluded. Somewhere no one will think to look for you. I think I know a place. I brought Tommy here that one time. You remember him? Alrighty then. Well, that's him taken care of.
Killed, extorted, stole. Now I'll die. Fuck it. I'll live the way I wanted.
Let's get back to Whitechapel. calm down, music. It's just clay. What function of society did he serve? No, if you spot one, don't fire. The one you're gonna spot is me, and I don't like being fired upon.
There's more and more of these bloody leeches every night. Aye. The guards recruiting.
Can I go through this gate yet? That's also... I haven't unlocked it yet, that's why. Alright. Well... Stuff to do. Pills, bottle of alcohol. Peterson. Let's meet this lady.
Don't be shy, handsome. What can Christina do for you?
I'm not looking for what you're selling. But I'd like to ask you a few questions, if I may. I'm a doctor. Dr. Reed.
All right then, but be quick. Though I usually get paid when I open my mouth.
Do you know Nurse Dorothy Crane from the Pembroke Hospital? Anything you can tell me about her would be helpful.
I don't know her, but I know her name is Dorothea Crăciunescu. She came from Romania like me and many others.
You seem to respect her.
Dorothea helps the sick people of Whitechapel. Everyone should respect that.
Christina, have you been examined? The epidemic is spreading fast in London, and you could be exposed, or expose others.
I don't like doctors or hospitals, but I don't
There's
like
only
you
one
asking
thing I'm
questions.
exposing tonight.
Considering your line of work, I assure you it is only a matter of time before you have health issues.
If it is going to happen, it will happen. Right now, I need money. That's what's important.
You can put your own life in danger, that's your decision. But what about your clients? If you're contaminated, you will put them in danger too.
And you think that would worry me? If you knew the men I deal with, their health would not be what you'd worry about.
Tell me about yourself.
Are you joking with me? People don't usually come to see me for conversation.
I have no interest in your work. I am, however, curious as to what led you into this career.
Short story. The war, exile, and England. This country is not especially welcoming. I've been refused many jobs because of where I am from. I had few options left.
I always thought I was the master of my own fate. But now I know we don't always have control over our lives. I don't judge you.
You know, this money is not only for me. I have good reasons to need this money quickly, but it is not your concern, Doctor.
Goodbye, miss. Take care of yourself as best you can.
Open this door up here so we don't have to constantly circumvent the area. Are we gonna find out like one of the people living here is like fucking Jack the Ripper or some shit? Is Jack the Ripper going to be a vampire? It's like a spot to eavesdrop on somebody, I guess. Oh, you're a person.
Good evening, miss. I'm Dr. Reed. I'd like to ask you a few questions. I know what you're thinking. A tall stranger who meets a girl in the street at night. It reeks of the penny dreadfuls. But I mean you no harm, truly. I know you understand what I'm saying. Your silence has nothing to do with you being mute, does it?
Huh.
Very well. Goodbye then.
Like a whole new street corner here. Well,
It's an inch!
oh, Jesus Christ!
This man stunned me with his faith. His crucifix. This is not good news.
Well, he's gone now. Hello? Why would I ever run? Oh, that's a person.
Hello, sir. Sorry to disturb you at this hour. I'm a doctor inquiring about the epidemic.
How are you not eaten alive yet?
Say, no, thank you.
Ooh, level 3.
All right. I shan't insist. Goodbye for now, sir.
All right. Keep this guy in mind for later. Got migraines. The constant sound of babies crying in the distance makes me think of Bloodborne. Is that a hideout? This indeed looks like some sort of hideout. Bills, Quinin. New hideout discovered. Excellent. Down. Cigarettes. Cadigan's treasure. All right. And I can't, like, break down weapons that I don't need. Alright, let's see what bullshit's happening out here. Oh, rats! Rats!
I have this thirst for blood.
Strange formula, you say? Oh. Oh, you analyze it at the workshop. That's right.
This is despicable.
Not really any enemies here, huh? There's none that I've stumbled into so far. You'd think vampire game, cemetery. Oh, here's some. Oh, fuck you. There's a widow in distress. Over there.
Are you all right, miss?
I don't know. Who were those people? They wanted to kill me. Why?
They've lost their minds in the epidemic. They won't come back for now.
You seem to know a lot about them, sir.
I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed. I'm investigating this disease.
I am Shaoshun. Thank you so much for helping me, Mr. Reed. I must go to the cemetery now. Goodbye.
All right.
Carnage. Is Father Whitaker's disciple among the bodies, I wonder?
Wait, Father who? With his what?
This
Oh!
man's far too old to be sent.
That's right! The dude's protege he sent here.
No. By the look of his clothes, this man's a docker. Samuel isn't here. I had better follow the blood trail. It's locked, all right.
Kind of stumbled into this one by accident. Oh, he's the one that knows how to read Braille.
As I feared, Samuel no longer preaches the good word.
That Samuel? That is Samuel. Of October, Father Whitaker is so righteous, so full of passion and love for suffering ones. Words are all the city needs. Tonight gave him all I had, my strength, my faith, my wealth. And if it's not enough, I know where to find more. In a house near St. Mary's Church. It was awful and smelly place. Retro between the rooms for last morning. I was never sick. Awful. Awful odors. Ugh. On the last floor, part of the burger found a mattress, coughing and spitting blood in a wooden bowl. Prayed time. Feel better. Both help him play. I cried then. I cried now. That. Blah blah blah. Saint. Blah blah blah. Tonight we both went to the whorehouses boarding the canal. I was ready to cross paths. Jezebel. The buildings were abandoned over time. Horse infections go together, explaining Father Whitaker. But their customers quickly get scared. There's mention of disease. Last brothel, we found 2 sick women sleeping together. Simple at it. Put under the dirty blankets. It was awful. Once more, I smell Satan and the disease, explained Father Whitaker. We're praying and kneeling. We're so frail and sick. Petrol on the blankets. Their souls are now cleansed and purified. All right.
I have this thirst for blood.
brand new hideout. Things. Hey! Cool. At least 2 people with migraines. This was worth it. Doing anything down there? No, that's like a... That's a canal. Alright. Shillings. Let's get back to Whitechapel proper, shall we? You need to get home. It is not safe for you out here. Holy shit.
I can't believe I'm doing this.
How do I exit the cemetery? Which way did I even come from? It's the little courtyard where all the skulls were. Huh? Cool. Amelia. Oh. Where are you going?
Hello again, miss. Melia, I know you work for Dorothy Crane. Please tell me about her secret dispensary.
Oh.
A stubborn and mute comrade. Nurse Crane and Darius Petrescu have been clever. Very well. Goodbye then.
Migraine, migraine, migraine. Bronchitis. Don't know you yet. You have fatigue. I have medicine for fatigue. It's your lucky day. Where are you? Come on. You!
Good evening, Christina.
Change your mind, Mr. Reed?
Do you need any assistance, Miss Popper?
It depends.
I am shocked that you would think I am that sort of man.
Forgive my suspicion. I'm so used to liars with good manners. Thank you, sir.
Goodbye, miss. Take care of yourself as best you can.
There was that other guy. Not that guy, the kid's piece of shit dad. You!
Sort of bloody.
Good evening.
I'm afraid.
You don't seem...
Oh,
I can try to help your body heal, sir. But you must stop destroying it.
the war destroyed me, Doctor.
A gun?
I'll not die in some.
Cheap price, good quality. Come on, take a look. Don't be afraid.
Action against malevolence and trickery.
You!
Good evening, Mr. Whitaker.
It's Father Whitaker, my son.
I have found Samuel, your disciple. I am afraid I have bad news.
I already expected the worst. He should already have come back. He is dead, isn't he?
Yes, he is now. The epidemic took him.
Samuel steadily made donations to our cause. He would have rewarded you himself if you'd found me in that awful cemetery. Please accept this money.
Your disciple, Samuel, stole from the dead in Stonebridge Cemetery. I have proof of his crime and proof of his death.
No! Samuel was the best of us. So devoted, so zealous. He gave all he had for the cause. He tirelessly preached the good word.
He defiled the dead with his petty thefts. That's how he financed your misguided crusade.
Think what you will. When this city is saved, he will be praised for his devoted fortitude. He walked boldly into the mouth of abomination.
Your precious Samuel used you. He was an immoral crook.
If that's true, then he will be my burden to bear during this endless night.
Why did you send Samuel to the cemetery, Tobias? What did you see there?
I sent him on a vision. A dream of a dreadful and laughing queen covered with blood, sleeping with the dead and feeding on the fear of the dying.
A laughing queen dressed in blood. Tell me more.
This epidemic is her feast, the announcement of her return. Against her, science is no more than a child's toy.
But who is she?
She is the mother of harlots and abomination of the earth. She is Babylon, drunk on the blood of the saints.
Why?
I sent...
You sent a man... Good evening.
It's
I have all the hints for him, huh?
Tobias Whitaker, confess why you burnt those people alive.
I have done what no one was ready to do. I will smite the flesh flesh of the unclean to protect the righteous.
You are just another heartless murderer, exploiting the epidemic to kill with impunity.
No! No. The only way to contain the spread is to strike at the source itself. The proliferating sick.
You're not the savior of London. You're just a glorified sadist.
I take no pleasure in this awful cleansing, Dr. Reed. I am only driven by the thousands of innocents I save each night.
I have heard
Anybody else that's sick? I mean, there definitely are people that are sick, but... nobody that I know or can get to yet. You!
Excuse me, sir. Are you familiar with this part of town? Name's Clayton Darby, reporter.
Sorry, I'm new to Whitechapel. But perhaps you could help me since you're a journalist. My name is Jonathan Reed.
Dr. Reed, the famous surgeon. I'll gladly help if I'm able, sir.
I heard you're investigating an underground medical dispensary in Whitechapel. What do you know about it?
Not much, I'm afraid. They are wary of strangers, and I'm not really an acquaintance of theirs. Why do you care?
I'm afraid one of the nurses from the Pembroke Hospital may be involved with unsavory activities.
Ah, could it be Dorothy Crane?
Without a doubt, you are a damn fine journalist, Mr. Darby. What do you know of her accomplice, a man named Darius?
I don't know much about the man. He's very cautious. Never goes out. Doesn't seem to have any friends or family.
He has no relatives at all?
No, except for that strange man, a poet named Richard Nethercott, who sometimes comes by. Darius would never let him in.
Where can I find this Mr. Nethercott?
He spends most of his time lurking around Whitechapel, talking to himself or declaring verses. These days, you can usually find him behind the church.
He never goes out?
No. A few days ago, he unexpectedly did. I followed him, but it was just a ruse to keep me away from his house.
Really? How do you know?
He went to the nearest mailbox, but just before posting his letter, he ripped it up and threw it away.
Why are the newspapers keeping silent about the Spanish influenza? It's as though none of you care.
There's a war going on. People shouldn't be demoralized by news of deadly diseases.
If no one stops it, this epidemic could turn into a scourge. It may kill more people than the war itself.
Yes, this is another kind of war, but just as deadly. History will judge us all for what we did and what we did not.
Oh,
What is a
oh
journalist
no!
doing
This,
after sunset?
this game is way more fucking topical than I could have ever possibly realized.
So you risk your life to reveal the truth. I saw many reporters do the same during the war.
Whitechapel is the crucible of so many untold stories and tragedies. I want people to know them.
That's quite honorable of you. But is the public interested?
Not at all, sir. And that's why I'm an independent journalist, hoping to sell some stories.
Have you any idea of the danger you face in these streets at night?
I've had to run and hide more than once from frenzied mobs incensed by the fever. Do you think the flu is really responsible for this, Doctor?
I'm convinced there is more at work here than a simple epidemic.
Really? To be honest, I could say the same. Some of the sick I saw or heard of. My God, what happened to them?
Christina Popper claims she sells her body because she can't find any other work. Do you believe her?
Of course I do. Her story is exactly what I want my readers to understand. We live in an intolerant and divided nation.
Do you think things will ever change, Mr. Darby?
I
No.
believe the situation can only improve. And now that women can vote, I'm convinced things will change.
Ah!
Goodbye, Mr. Darby. Farewell.
Oh boy.
Morbidity can breathe.
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reed. I would like to ask you a few questions.
Please be my guest. Although I may not be the best informant regarding this part of town, my words speak about that which the eyes cannot see.
Really? Are you an artist of some kind?
I'm a poet, sir. Richard Nethercott, at your service.
May I ask you a few questions about the district?
Extraordinary part of town, is it not? I'll be glad to help you, if I can.
Her mouth looks weird.
I'm looking for Dorothy Crane, a nurse who lives in this vicinity.
Dorothy Crane. Oh, I love the name. The Crane of Whitechapel. Sounds very mysterious. But, sorry, no, never heard of her.
What can you tell me about an old man called Darius?
Darius Petrescu. Yes, I know him. At first, I thought he was only a small publisher. I invited him to publish my work, but his reaction was pretty clear.
Not interested in your talent?
Darius is an old political activist who takes delight in printing tracts and lampoons. Those communist activities only require mediocre writing skills.
May I ask what you're doing at this hour of night, sir? Do you live here?
Not at all. I'm just enjoying the pleasure of a quiet walk. Though night talks are always preferable, if you ask me. Especially with strangers.
But are you not afraid of the epidemic?
Oh, why should I? I see some equity in the Spanish flu. No flesh should be saved, say the scriptures. Good or evil, rich or poor, all are equal in the eyes of the flu.
If you say so. But as a physician in a time of epidemic, I must caution you to avoid unnecessary exposure, sir.
Thank you, Doctor. But we both know the seeker of truth has to go boldly where the weak dare not.
Are you aware that your life could be in danger in this part of town?
But this is where I must be to feel the real beat of the city. I had to come, see it for myself, alone.
I understand your need for solitude, but it's not safe around here.
I don't care. I don't have many friends, Doctor, and my family despises me.
Huh.
If some misfortune came upon you, who would be here to help you?
Well, you for a start, my dear Doctor.
What are your thoughts on the terrible situation in this city?
Terrible, you say? No. Of course, the death of so many innocents is a tragedy. But the scourge has not been all bad for the city. Oh, no, sir.
What are you talking about?
Do you remember London before the flu? Noisy, cacophonic, quiet nowhere to be found. And now, listen to this oddly peaceful silence.
My mother loved poetry. Perhaps your words would have touched her sensitive nature. I only see a dreadful disease.
Most people fail to understand my perspective. I don't blame them. But how could I call myself a poet if I veiled my feelings?
You have a cold.
Do you need medical?
It may be...
I understand your appetite for words and macabre beauty, sir. But you should be more careful.
The nutrition of my mind is more important than my physical health. But I appreciate your concern, sir.
I gotta take 2 seconds to go do something real quick. Right back. All these people recovering. Oh, Clayton's got fatigue too. Let me guess, your social circuit. Okay, so that, yeah, okay. I think I understand the why of that one.
Tell me, Mr. Nethercott, why seek inspiration in Whitechapel?
The place is not beautiful per se, but how to explain it? Stirring and challenging.
Do you not think it a little morbid?
On the contrary, sir, Whitechapel is full of life, full of beauty. Just like my dear muse, the wonderful Camellia.
What can you tell me about Camellia?
Not much, and that's the beauty of it. She can't speak, you know. She's a locked mystery who exhales kindness and sweetness.
Perhaps you're just afraid to find out the truth about your muse.
One day, perhaps, I'll ask her to come with me. But will she still be my wild flower of Whitechapel if she moves uptown?
And have you ever tried to learn more about her? Where she lives? How she survives? Whom she may know?
Maybe I prefer she remains an enigma. Reality can be so dull, don't you think?
In what way, exactly?
The struggle by gaslight, the barren smiles, and the added hunger under the rain.
If you say so.
Such vibrant antagonism and vivid paradox. The stripped humanity raged across each street.
Vivid, of course, yes. And what about the poignant distress?
Oh yes, the poignant distress. You see what I mean, don't you? That's what I want to write about, and that's what Whitechapel is made of.
Did you know the Mute Florist is a member of a secret society?
No, I didn't. But I thank you for this information, sir. For it only enriches the mystery surrounding the precious Camellia.
Are you not curious? Is there not more you wish to know?
That girl has not an ounce of malice in her. Whatever she may be hiding, it's certain to be for the benefit of most, if not all.
I fear you are a hopeless romantic, Mr. Nethercott.
Guilty as charged, Dr. Reed.
I'll leave you alone.
Alright. Locked.
Hello again, miss. Tell me about Richard Nethercott. I understand he is quite fond of you, Camellia.
She can't talk to you, dude.
Very well.
Why do you keep trying? Here's most beloved children. Has months and learning has been difficult and selfish silly. Or also or against poverty, against injustice, etc. etc.
The content of Darius' letter to his children could give me more leverage to enter. Darius is a bit less of a mystery now. It should not be that difficult to incite him to let me in. It's locked, all right.
First, I want to make more fatigue medicine. Where's the hideout for this? Ah, it's right up there. Strange that this one is in its like own instanced area with like enemies and shit. There we go. Fatigue. Those. Gotta have one of each on me. Ah! Where is what's his face? Can't go in the church. For obvious reasons. Where the fuck did this guy go? There you are.
Good evening, Doc.
Do you need a...
That would be nice of you, Doc.
If you persist in investigating the most pox-ridden boroughs of London, you must accept the risks.
Thank you, sir.
Goodbye.
Sort it out, right?
It's not my call, Baron. You paying one way or another.
All right.
Mr. Petrescu, just 1 minute, please.
You again. Go away.
Sir, wait. Stop this nonsense. I know Nurse Crane is here. Shall we speak man to man, you and I?
All right. Speak up.
Don't you see we're on the same side? We fight to help the poor.
Is that how you see it?
I'm nothing like you, Mr. Doctor.
Yes, you are. You too believe in providing medical care without charge. You know what we have to sacrifice to make the world a better place.
I have to admit your words have conviction. All right, I'll let you see Dorothea. Don't make me regret this, though.
talk to you.
We've not been formally introduced. May I ask your name and occupation, sir?
I am Darius Petrescu. I'm here to keep snitches and spies away from Dorothea. And I also run this little print shop.
Do you need some help, Mr. Petrescu?
I am very tired, but that is all.
Well, I think you do. Take this, and you'll feel better.
Free drugs from an English doctor. It must be my lucky day.
So Dorothy's real name is not Crane.
Like myself and many people in this area, Dorothea is from occupied Romania. That's all you need to know.
She seems important to the community.
More than you can imagine. The West End does not want to hear of Whitechapel's misery. Dorothea is one of the few doing something about it.
Tell me everything you know about Camellia, the mute florist.
I do not believe in the afterlife, Doctor, but I'm almost convinced Camellia is an angel. She volunteered to give out our medical leaflets.
Are you not worried for her safety?
She is as brave as she is tough, and clever, too. If only I had met her when I was younger.
Are you in love with Camellia, Mr. Petrescu?
Don't be stupid. If I had met her when I was younger, we could have won our revolution.
Who is she, really? Do you know where she's from?
She's not from around here, that's all we know. Camellia is not even her name. It's her favorite flower.
You say she has no close family?
Well, there's that awful poet who constantly follows her around like a lost puppy. A good man for sure, but a very poor writer.
Tell me...
I do.
Is it still? Huh.
Do you have any family left, Mr. Petrescu? Children or grandchildren?
Who knows? I have abandoned my people for so long, they might as well be dead. As dead as I am for them, I suppose.
Don't be embarrassed, sir. If you must know, my own father disappeared many years ago, and I forgave him.
It's quite awkward to talk about our families like this, but thank you, Dr. Reed. I appreciate your trust.
This war won't last forever. Did you ever think of returning to your country now it's free?
No. I have taught strength and determination to my sons and daughters. I'm an old, dying man who only has memories of better times to cherish.
I know you fought for your country when it was occupied, Darius. Tell me more about it.
I know my days are numbered, and I know I won't see my homeland again. But I fought for Romania all my life, and I will until my last breath.
But Romania escaped the grasp of the Austro-Hungarian Empire. It's a free country again.
But it's not the country I fought for. My homeland is not appeased, Doctor. And I still see a dark future ahead for my people.
How did you meet Nurse Crane, Darius? Why does she trust you?
I'm her oldest friend in England. Dorothea and I share many ideas about this country and about the country we left.
You mean occupied Romania, don't you? Even if not directly, I fought against your enemies.
Really? Then perhaps you have more in common with Dorothea than meets the eye, Dr. Reed.
Goodbye, Mr. Petrescu.
Ah! Unlock that. Dear Dorothea. Letter. Rosov. First. Transylvania. Oh, Transylvania, huh? Something, 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 something. Her sister Theodora. I'll be right with you. I'm looting all of your valuables.
I need help.
Give me a second. I'm trying to loot everything.
What do we
Okay.
have here, nurse?
Patient Razvan Vasily. High fever running on 3 days. Complaints of dizziness, muscle aches, and head pain. Diagnosed with influenza.
Treatment?
Aspirin and salicin for the fever and discomfort. Liquids for dehydration, but he's having trouble keeping even water down.
Thank you, nurse. Anything else I should know?
He did lose consciousness this morning, but he's never had convulsions like these.
He's not convulsing, he's choking. He's not getting any air. Scalpel!
Uh-oh.
Give me that scalpel.
What can I do, Doctor?
I'm not a doctor.
I need to perform a tracheostomy. Short pipe. That rubber tube will do. We're going to cut a passage for air through the neck.
Yes, Doctor. He's breathing again, but he's coughing up blood.
Internal hemorrhaging. I need to make another incision into the chest cavity to drain the fluids from the lung. Prepare another tube.
A thoracostomy? Doctor, we've nothing to fight the infection. We need an aseptic environment.
Right then, Nurse Crane. What do you suggest we do?
I've no idea. I'm not the doctor.
Time is of the essence. We need to perform a thoracic drain.
Yes, Doctor. He's still bleeding, Doctor. I'm losing his pulse.
The drain must have punctured the intercostal artery. There's too much blood.
Oh!
Are you alright, Doctor?
Oh!
I can't see.
Oh! Dr. Acula! He strikes again! Let me finish alone!
I must first suture the artery. Find the wound. The source of the blood.
Doctor.
Good. The stitches are holding. How's he doing?
We're losing him. We've lost his pulse. He's dying, Doctor.
A dose of epinephrine, now.
Yes, Doctor.
You killed him! Got the shakes there, huh, Johnny?
We've lost the pulse. He's gone, Doctor.
Nurse, we did everything we could.
Truly? Everything you could. Is that how you'll report this in your log? Is this how the war went? Piling up one poor corpse beside the next?
Yes!
This was not an influenza-induced seizure. I've never seen symptoms like these on the continent.
Neither have I. But the previous symptoms leading up to this attack were the same, indistinguishable from the epidemic.
No. There was something more vile in these reactions. Something primitive.
There have been numerous reports of mental breakdowns caused by the fever that accompanies the flu itself, Doctor.
Yes, but I'd best take some samples of the blood for analysis.
I doubt you're here to test my bedside manners.
No, I'm here to steal your shit.
To what do
It's
I owe?
locked.
Damn it.
I suspect it was more than intuition alone that led you to us. So, how might I be of service, Dr. Reed?
I've come to put an end to this insufferable blackmailing, Dorothy.
Doctor, you think your warnings scare me? I've stolen and plied, blackmailed and lied, but what else am I to do? I'm all these people have.
But why Lady Ashbury? Why her, of all people?
She's pristine and proper, all right. But that she-wolf in sheep's clothing murders the poor for sport. I have her where she belongs, and I'll milk her for all she's got.
Dr. Swansea is a sensible and honest man. He wouldn't have refused your friend's care at Pembroke.
It's easy for you to say, Doctor. These people cannot go to the police, nor to the hospital. They don't even speak English. They depend on me for everything.
So, the end justifies the means. Is that your defense?
I know you're kind, Doctor. Just another fine-heeled, silver-spooned gentleman who was given the world on a platter. You know nothing of poverty. Nothing of the shame, the hunger, the loneliness.
You've convinced me of the sincerity of your actions and their noble justifications. But all the same, blackmail is a crime, and it will stop, Nurse Crane.
So, are you going to turn me over to the authorities?
Look away, but you resign. Embrace, I'm ending this right now. Charm.
Listen very carefully, Dorothy. You will erase from your memory everything you pretend to know about Lady Ashbury and Pembroke Hospital.
Let that rich bitch off the hook over my dead
Nurse
body.
Crane, enough. Listen as if your life depended on every word. I know you've a generous heart who gives freely to those in need, but you shall walk away from the shadier streets of your business.
I will never abandon...
Dorothy, the discussion has come to a close. Your clandestine activities in the Resistance are over. Let it go.
I'll let it go. Yes. All gone.
Hey! New citizens available to kill! Did I, like, fry her brains just now? Was that what that was? Excuse me! This is a place of healing! And she's still healthy. I could eat Filma now. I could eat Tippets now. And I can go into her house and talk to her now. Oh, the world is my oyster.
Human blood. Whoever left these marks did so deliberately.
Kill it, boy!
Oh! It was a trap!
Burn it, boys!
Crunchin'. Where is you? I can't see you. Oh. What do we have here?
I would ask you to avert your eyes, sir. Or did you not know it was rude to stare?
I knew it.
Speak up, Dr. Reed. I like a man who speaks his mind.
Hiding your true appetites behind a facade of compassion. Bravo. Very clever indeed.
Spare me your sarcasm, Jonathan. You are but newly born in this world.
So in the end, the accusation was true, wasn't it?
The situation is somewhat awkward nonetheless. I have not been observed sustaining myself for many decades. I have to say I'm a trifle embarrassed.
Anyway, I have concluded my inquiries concerning your blackmailer.
I see. Please excuse my agitated state. Under normal circumstances, I wouldn't let anyone see me in this condition.
The case is closed, your ladyship. The person who took advantage of you has, shall we say, seen the error of her ways.
So who was it?
My lady, the blackmailer was dealt with using the utmost discretion. The culprit's identity is of no relevance.
Thank you, Jonathan. That is exactly what I needed from you. You have proven your loyalty, so, as a friend, please accept this small token of my appreciation.
Thank you, my lady.
50
If you have an
whole
inclination
cents.
to learn more about vampires or your current situation, I will be glad to aid you in your quest for knowledge.
Why does Dr. Swansea allow you to feed on the patients of the hospital?
Dr. Swansea is a good and compassionate man. He is trying to find a solution for our hunger. Until that happens, he is clever enough to understand that I only feed upon the dying.
What do you know about this Brotherhood of St. Paul's Stole?
The Brotherhood is well known amongst London Vampire Society. As long as our kind is discreet, and as long as they do not interfere, we have come to a mutual understanding.
And no one suspected you of the murders?
As you well know, Suspicion has recently fallen on me of killing for pleasure. But you have my word, Jonathan. I take no pleasure in taking a life.
Why did you save me in the canning factory?
I could hardly stand by and watch such a promising young blood as yourself be torn to shreds by some gutter scowl.
William Bishop wasn't the vampire that created me then.
No, Jonathan. Whatever their strength and demeanor, Scowls are the progeny of careless vampires. It cannot be the other way round.
What type of vampire is a Scowl?
Not a true vampire. The deformed offspring of lesser vampires. It is a shame these creatures run wild, slaves to their baser instincts.
I know this is beyond the pale, but may I inquire your age?
Really? And I thought you were gentlemen. If you must know, I'm 27. I've been 27 for a long time now, and 27 I shall remain.
Very well, but I believe there is more to this than you are saying.
A lady has to have some secrets.
And who bestowed upon you this eternal youth?
My maker.
Have you ever met a man named Alucard?
I've been away from London and England for 3 years. This isn't the city I remember.
Things have gone from bad to worse here, Jonathan. I've lived.
Hey, Mr. Guff, how are you today?
And I've never seen it like this.
The Spanish flu has hit London that bad.
Yes, but it's not just that. I've heard things. Things I've not heard for a very, very long time.
I'm doing pretty good.
In the shadows. Something far worse than the Spanish flu is here in the city.
What is it you fear?
Fear has long since flown this form. But there is something malevolent circling us. I feel fear is merely waiting in the wings.
Are there many vampires here in London?
Immortals are of a rare breed, and we often tend to hide. But you may occasionally meet some of us at night.
Do you know any of them? Have you an idea of the identity of the vampire who attacked me?
You mean your maker? No, Jonathan, I have no clue. But I fear he or she is as careless as cruel. To let you discover your new condition by yourself.
What do you mean?
Every now and then, you may discover an immortal in the deep of the night. But we are a rare and reclusive breed. Our progeny is almost never accidental.
Will they all be as affable as you, my lady?
I do not see why not. But remember, even the shark smiles before he bites.
That sounds like a lesson from experience.
Vampire politics are as intricate and sometimes tedious as a game of chess in a gentleman's club. I've learned from experience it is best to decline to play.
When I awoke, changed, I was chased and attacked by vampire hunters. Prepared and well-trained.
Though I can't be certain. More than likely, it was the once glorious Guard of Priwen.
Once glorious, but still dangerous.
They have seen better days, but all fanatics are dangerous. You would be wise to stay clear. They are sworn to destroy our kind.
You make them sound like some sort of cult.
More a society, and like all the best ones, a secret society. I thought them almost gone, but it seemed they have been recruiting.
I've been hearing a voice talking in my head. Is this some kind of insanity?
Yes.
Feels like the voice of the vampire that created me.
Hush. Tell no one this. It would be unwise to talk of such things amongst British immortals. Speak no more of your maker.
Ah.
How could this cause offense?
Only the powerful immortals can mentally call to their progeny. No vampire or hunter will sleep easy, knowing that an unidentified elder is stalking the streets of London.
Oh-ho!
Excuse my forwardness, but are you my maker?
Me? Goodness, no. Only a foolish immortal would create a progeny without taking precaution, and I'm no fool.
A vampire? Is that what I am?
Just now connecting the dots, huh, Jonathan?
Such a crude word, defined by penny dreadfuls and drunken hacks. No. You are now an Ekon, and that you shall remain.
Are you an Ekon too?
Yes, I am. We are the closest thing to what man refers to as vampires. Forget what you think you know about us.
So we are Ekons. How can I identify us amongst other vampires?
How to put it? All Ekon are vampires. But all vampires are not Ekon. We are but a branch of the immortal tree.
I don't understand. Why was I created and then left for dead?
That is a question only the one who made you can answer. It's not normal practice. I doubt even if you find him, he will answer you, considering how cruelly he treated you.
So me being a vampire could have been a mistake.
I very much doubt it, Jonathan. Contrary to the legends, it is not as simple to make another vampire by just biting someone.
I'd like to avoid creating another vampire by mistake anyway. Tell me, how is it done?
The process is dangerous. It could even kill your potential progeny. If you did decide to sire an offspring, they must drink of your blood, Jonathan.
I bid you farewell, for now, my lady. I must quickly analyze the blood I took from Nurse Crane's patient.
Right.
The patients are not fools. They know we are overwhelmed.
Whoop. These. These. I already have a better stamina serum than that, but okay.
Razvan Vasily was infected by Spanish flu, but also has the highly unstable blood of the Scowls. Is the London vampire epidemic transmitted through the flu? I should talk to Dr. Swansea about it.
Chapter 3 already, huh? Dr. Swansea. And we'll rest. Warning letter. I must inform you, my dear Dr. Strickland. Nothing so. Alright. Kadana. During the war, nobody again. Go about him. Letters. Rare species of vampires. Long ass letter.
Evening, Edgar. Could I get your professional opinion?
Please speak.
but I have something important to tell you.
This strain of flu, it's very different from the one I saw in Europe. It's downright peculiar.
Really? What makes you say that?
I've just looked at the blood of one of our recently deceased.
I see. Do you have anything more to go on?
This disease spreads and looks like the Spanish flu, but its effects differ greatly. The London strain is different from the continental one.
This is very interesting. Did you find something else?
Yes. Unlike the flu, the infected begin to show an increase in outwardly aggressive behavior. More than simple agitation. Once docile people become violent.
You mean like rabies? Is there a chance we could create a vaccine, Jonathan, like Pasteur? By the stove, that would be smashing.
There's a lot we're not seeing here, but it is spreading, and quickly. If we don't act, the whole city could be lost.
But Jonathan, we've a fantastic opportunity sitting right here in front of us. A weapon of choice.
What on earth do you mean?
Why, you, my dear boy. With your expertise and your blood, we could isolate the properties that course through your veins. Think about the possibilities.
I may turn London into my realm.
I admit it did occur to me. Blood seems to be the common factor in all of this.
I totally agree. We're in uncharted territory here. Maybe it's just wishful thinking, but imagine the possibilities.
We'll discuss this more later. Thank you for your time.
No, thank you, Jonathan. But as I said, I needed to talk to you. I have some rather bad news.
Yes?
Yes.
I'm afraid it's your sister.
My sister?
She's
She's
dead.
to be buried this evening at Whitechapel Cemetery. Your mother published the obituary this morning.
Oh.
I see.
I'm sorry, Jonathan. Please accept my condolences.
I already knew she was dead. Tend Mary's funeral. Oh. Stopping it now. First, let's evolve here, because I got a butt ton of experience points to spend. What do we got? That. I should make this better. Endurance. Blood capacity. Bigger blood absorption to go with that blood capacity. Claws. You like the idea of bigger, better claws. It. I think I might like the stun aspect of it, but plus it does way more fucking damage. This I hardly ever use. I have enough for both of these, so let's get them. I stop leveling up now. Level 16! Disappearances in Whitechapel. Reports of mysterious disappearances have escalated in the past weeks. It has reached the point where witnesses have to queue before recounting their testimonies to an officer. Although this phenomenon appears to have been nationwide occurrence, the same events in the last 24 hours have converged around a single area of the country. Whitechapel, London. Yes, once more, the despised, loathed East End is left to struggle on its own, continuously overlooked by the authorities, even while numerous families from this report, for disappearance, relatives, neighbors, these missing individuals. Where are they? The only link between them. Need for urgent medical attention. Until recently, it was a local secret that the only place to get help was a discreet dispensary managed by unidentified Good Samaritans. At least now seems to be closed. No one has any news of that from the facility. The missing persons go to a place, move to service very soon, etc., etc. Okay. Oh, and now Peterson's. Oh, she's missing. Oh, okay. Okay, so doing that, taking the persuasion option, shuts down the clinic. All right. Not quite what I intended to do. Damn. All right, that's my bad. Oh, now everybody here is sick. I may just end up turning Whitechapel here into my my feeding grounds here. I think might as well write off this entire district as a lost cause after that. Not always the best thing to use your super special vampire persuasion powers to just convince everybody to do what the hell you want.
I never thought I would have to attend my murdered sister's funeral. Mary, I can't forgive myself. I'll find the truth about what happened to us. I swear.
Milton, you look like you got some fatigue there, buddy. You need some medicine?
Good evening, Milton.
Good evening, Doctor.
Do you need any med?
I'm afraid I do. Like everyone in...
Our job brings us into contact with all kinds of infections, Milton. There's no shame in being ill while you're in a hospital.
That's easy for you to say, Doctor. I get the feeling you don't fall sick often. But thanks, anyway.
I'd like...
Wise choice.
Milton shotgun.
I'm quite busy.
Do you need...
Don't be rude.
I will see you. Thank you.
More fatigue. Let me go make some more fatigue medicine. That appears to be the affliction of the day here in Pembroke. 5 of these. Nice even number, 5. Cash. But he's nice and healthy and stable. That was not the way I wanted to go to meet Rakesh. Oh, Rakesh. Where are you, Rakesh? Oh. Where do I need to be to eavesdrop on him? Here we are.
You don't mind if I search your pockets?
Oh.
You won't need any of these anyway. I'm not stealing from you, mister.
How?
Redistributing your belongings to people who need them more than you.
Is that so?
No one has claimed your body, sir. So it would be such a shame to bury you with your valuables. I will not forget you, sir. And I thank you for your generous donation.
Let's go have a chat with Rakesh here.
Good evening, and good evening. Did you know Dr. Ackroyd never reported your experimental research, despite the fact he doesn't agree with it?
Really? I didn't suspect he knew about my work. I must confess I am surprised.
Perhaps he thinks you should realize for yourself the danger of what you're doing.
See how condescending he can be? My God, he can be so irritating.
Tell me, Thoreau, what's the real cause of your dislike for Dr. Ackroyd?
He refuses to admit that your blood transfusion technique is the only way to save Mr. Fiddick. I'm convinced we must use it.
What Dr. Ackroyd really said is that you lack the skill to perform this operation efficiently. Is there anything you have to say about this?
It's a false conceit. Dr. Ackroyd secretly envies your reputation. His jealousy blinds him. I'm not the real target here.
Goodbye, Doctor. Good evening, Mr.
Good evening.
Is there anything...
Really?
Unfortunately, you are not the only person who needs help. And complaining about it won't do you any good.
Well, perhaps you're right, Dr. Reed. I'm sure if me missus was still alive, she wouldn't be happy with me going on like this.
Goodbye.
Nice, sweet girl. Reads me like a book.
Good evening.
Do you require...
Do you know you're the only one who's up?
Despite what you think about this place, I can tell you with absolute certainty, taking this will help you recover.
Well, at least your reputation seems well deserved. Unfortunately, I can't say the same for this hospital.
Still no hints to this, huh? You.
Good evening.
I'm okay.
I have...
Good evening, sir.
The room.
I will not let you down, my boy.
Ackroyd.
I'm quite busy.
Take your medicine from the world's most gigantic doctor.
Do you need my assistance?
Don't be ridiculous. I'm capable of dealing with this myself. I've just not taken the time to do so.
Then you are lucky that I have taken the time to do so. Consider it a gesture of solidarity between professionals.
I wish this hospital could have received as much attention from you, Dr. Reed. We do not see you in surgery very often.
Thank you.
Rakesh,
Tomorrow.
I have words.
Good evening.
First, take your medicine.
Don't take too many risks with your health, Mr. Chidana. None of us are immune to this disease.
And that is a good thing. Death and disease is a constant reminder of our mortality. But you have my thanks, Dr. Reed.
Shut the fuck up.
Tell me the truth about your appointment as a medic during the war, Rakesh.
The regiment administration appointed me by mistake. I had to learn the job on the spot, sir. Very hard, sir, but I rose to the challenge.
Do you realize how many soldiers died because of that decision? You should have refused.
Yes, sir. I swear I did, sir. But no one listened. When the first wounded arrived, I had to do what I could.
It is an unbelievable story, Mr. Chidana.
It was a time beyond belief, Dr. Reed. But I'm happy not to deal with the wounded. I prefer caring for the dead now.
You can't impersonate a doctor. You can't improvise a medical education. People could die at your hands.
You're absolutely right, sir. But as a field surgeon, it was more like being a butcher.
I believe you have really helped these people.
My ratings were within the averages of the regiment. I saved lives, Dr. Reed. Does that not say enough about triage and war surgery?
How dare you steal from the dead, Rakesh? Is that what your pawnbrokers is really about?
These people are dead, sir. What they possessed could be useful for the living. And I'm sure they would agree if they could speak.
Whatever your motives, you're making money by stealing from the dead. Dr. Swansea should be informed.
No offense, sir. But Dr. Swansea is one of my customers. As I told you, I like to help people. And everybody needs help from time to time.
I'm gonna embrace you once I get to level 4 in Mesmerize.
Of course.
Show me what you have to sell from the dead. Oh, I can sell these ones. Well, I'm not gonna have use for those rings. Or this bracelet. Or this wedding ring. Simply a valuable wedding ring that belonged to Kalika. That's... yeah. I'm just gonna go ahead and sell that. Pretty sure his wife doesn't give a shit.
It never ceases to amaze me how the dead...
It's locked, all right.
Anybody else in here that's sick and needs medicine? Dr. Acula is in the building. Speak now or forever hold your peace. Gwyneth. Brannigan. Where are you?
Good evening.
Good evening.
You seem fatigued.
Nurse, you won't be able to help people if you're sick. Take this, and do try to get some rest.
I'll try, Dr. Reed. Thank you.
Goodbye.
Okay. We're headed to the docks. Anybody there that's sick? That is sick. Holy shit. Nobody that I know. Sean Hampton has a level 6 mesmerization level. That's unusual. I'm sure that certainly won't come into play at any point for any reason. Ring. Wait, did she not actually go back to Whitechapel? Is she still in the hospital, in the fucking cemetery? Huh. Alright, we'll deal with that when we go back there, I guess. I know for a fact.
Stupid beast! We have to stop it!
Them don't care down there. Bridge. Every night you guys show up. Every night I kill more of ya.
Shit, that leech is fast!
What was the... This way.
Perhaps we should have listened. You again. What are you... Good.
Buddy.
Good evening.
Hello again.
Nothing to say.
You still use your husband's name, Edwina. Why is that?
Why shouldn't I? He may be a bloody bastard, but I'm still his wife, and his name means something round here.
Are you aware of what happened to him?
Yes. I'm sure he fought till the end and looked death in the eyes. The boys will mourn him. Except one of them, maybe.
Can I see what...
As long as you have...
Nothing here.
Good evening, madam. It's Dr. Reed again. May I come in?
Now!
You best come back in the morning, Doctor.
The disease takes away the good people too, madam. Why not let me in?
It's Mrs. Fishburne. Stella Fishburne. And yes, indeed. Why not let a doctor in? Does grow eyes in the back of that head, sir. Gentlemen are easy targets in these parts.
It's locked.
Wood bead. Don't mind me, I'm just looting your valuables.
So you have questions about the flu, then?
Yes, among other things.
Forgive my rudeness at the door. It's just my son doesn't like strangers coming in the house.
How is life around here?
Life has always been hard in the East End. But it's everywhere nowadays, isn't it?
Do you think the increase in violence has anything to do with the epidemic?
Don't know. But it's most likely linked to the gangs, if you ask me. Recently, it's like everyone has had to pick a side.
Violence has always fed on poverty, don't you think? It's a cruel law of the human condition.
and selfishness is their rotten fruit. These days, you could just die in the gutter and no one will bat an eye.
May I ask what you do for a living, Mrs. Fishburne?
Since my husband died, I worked at the Dawson Rope factory, but it closed before the war. I occasionally help at the night asylum, in exchange for food.
Did your husband die in the war?
Oh no, my Jack was a docker. He died when my Seymour was just a lad. The poor boy saw his dad slip and fall from that scaffolding.
How do you pay the rent, then?
My Seymour works at the docks, just like his dad. He's very attached to the house he grew up in. It's not always easy, but we get by all right.
The orphan that regards you as a mother. Please tell me about him, Stella.
You mean Rufus? I wish I could do even more for the poor boy. Most people are so selfish.
But you're not.
Years may have passed, but I haven't forgotten how it feels to go through days with nothing but an empty stomach.
Alright, personal question. Can't even do anything here.
Goodbye.
Alright.
I'm not sure the epidemic is what worries people most these days.
You're still looking for that locket, aren't you?
It's locked.
I'm assuming it is down there somewhere, and I don't know when I'll be able to get in there.
Wars never really end.
War
Good evening, sir.
has
I'm
changed.
Back to the docks alone. Good for you.
Well, I could say the same about you, young man.
I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed.
And I am Archer Woodbead. Please excuse my assertiveness. I often forget I'm just an old prune.
What can you tell me about this part of town?
People used to feel safe around here. They had the gangs protecting them. Now all they do is bicker and plot against one another.
Missing the good old days, are you not?
Trust me, son. The longer you live, the less meaning your existence will have. You need to remember the days you still had beliefs.
And what about the gangs?
Back in my day, people trusted the wet boot boys. We looked out for the docks and its families. Nowadays, they're just a bunch of greedy fuckers.
You were a gang member.
I was their leader for a time, believe it or not. Now these bastards act like I'm nothing. Not one of them. They owe me some damn respect.
If you were such a respected figure, surely you have many interesting stories about this part of town.
You bet I do, but make no mistake. I'm no rat, sir. Some secrets are best left buried.
Do you still know anyone? From the old days, I mean.
Most of them are dead. I still give Miss Gillingham salutations. She doesn't remember me. She did once like me. Boy, she was a beauty back then.
Any remarkable new faces around here?
Nobody. Well, there's that boy Rufus the Curse. I like him, despite the reputation he's made since his parents died. Poor little bastard.
Who would you trust around here?
The owner of the Turquoise Turtle's a decent fella. Tom's his name. Sean Hampton's all right too. Don't particularly share his religious views. He's quite devout, if you catch my meaning.
I'm sure a district as colorful as the docks must have plenty of stories about strange visitors and creepy characters.
So, you want me to talk about the sewer dog, don't you?
If you don't mind.
The sewer dog is a bitch.
Eh.
Appropriately named. An old woman dressed in rags. She has an elegance, though, despite her ugliness. I saw her once. Scared the life out of me.
Have you always been so bitter?
It's not bitterness, it's poorly masked disgust. When everything turns to shit, we all have to eat a spoon or two.
With everything that's happened recently, the war, Spanish flu, I must concede that these are difficult times.
A few nights ago, I saw a kid eating a rat. He was right in front of one of those abandoned houses nearby. Just chewing on a living rat's insides.
Tell me about the Wet Boot Boys, Archer. I want to know more.
We were there for the families and each other. It was us against the world. We were vicious, tough, even cruel. But we were united.
You sound like you were some kind of radical union member.
Yes, nowadays the communists and gangs squabble over pointless territory. Sounds stupid when you say it out loud.
Tell me everything you know about the Guard of Priwen.
Andrew never told me what they do. I do know they're vigilantes with military training. Access to some impressive firepower.
And what is your personal opinion about the Guard, then?
This Guard of Priwen is just another gang preying on the young and naive. Preying on people like my boy. I know how it works. I invented it.
Why did your son really join the Guard of Priwen?
If I believed in a higher power, I'd see this as punishment for my own sins. I deserve it for all the young men I enlisted back in the day.
You don't believe in God, though, do you, Mr. Woodbead? So why did he join?
Now I think about it, Andrew joined the Guard, not to defy me, but to follow in my footsteps, to make me proud.
So your son has left you nothing to explain his actions? No letter or message?
Not even a note. I'm a proud man, Dr. Reed. But I would kneel and pray if I thought it would give me my Andrew back.
Goodbye, sir.
Huh. Still need to find this motherfucker's necklace. Oh. Wait.
I cannot.
God damn it! Go back in there, you motherfucker! You son of a bitch! Oh. Is this... Oh, Jesus Christ.
Evening, Mr. Reed.
Don't even have anything new to say.
So long, Rufus.
You little bastard.
Be careful. Take care.
You're lucky I can't get the full experience bonus from eating you. $10. Blood splotch down there. Oh.
This is a slaughterhouse.
Oh ho!
From Seymour to my beloved mother Stella. Fishburne, that sneaky bastard. It's locked, all right.
Okay. The plot has thickened.
Good evening, Mrs. Fishburne.
Of course. I can't remember the last time I had a good sleep. What can I do?
Goodbye.
Oh, Seymour!
Good evening, Mr.
Yeah.
Really?
I have retrieved the gift for your mother, sir.
Great. Give it here then and take this for your trouble.
I also found the corpses. The ones under which you left the necklace, Mr. Fishburne.
Ah, so that's where I left it. I can be a bit stupid sometimes.
As a man of science, I'd like to try to understand why you killed those people.
Why does there need to be a reason? They were just there. It happened. That's all.
You're not a mindless animal, Seymour. Surely you have something to say about these murders. Speak up and I will listen without judgment.
Could be right, Dr. Reed. Maybe it'll do some good to confide in a gentleman like you. You being educated and all.
Tell me about your victims, Seymour. Who were they? Why them? Was there a link?
Why should there be? They just kept getting on my nerves at the worst times, that's all.
How many? How many victims?
It's not like I keep records. It happens when it happens.
You feel nothing, do you? No empathy for your victims at all?
You seem pretty calm yourself, don't you?
We're not talking about me.
That right? Well, our calm's the only thing we have in common then.
Did you take pleasure in killing them, Seymour? All those people, all those lives extinguished.
I take no pleasure from it. Just gives me peace. Stills the anger. For a time.
This rage you feel, have you ever been able to control it? Resist it?
I tried. For my mum, I tried for her. Telling the truth made me feel better. For a while.
So she knows.
Don't you think you should seek help? Talk to someone you trust, someone who cares about you.
No. And don't dare speak about me to your colleagues either. Keep your mouth shut tight. Especially about my mum.
Why is your mother protecting you, Seymour?
I'm her son. She's the only one who knows me. Sometimes I think she knows me better than I know myself.
I understand you love her, but can't you see the awful situation you've put her in?
Do you think my mum would have a better life if I were dead?
Oh.
She seems so sad to know me sometimes.
1 second. All right. Gonna be here. Okay. I will. My mother ordered pizza, and I'll have to get it. So, as soon as we're done talking to Mr. Fishburne here, I'm gonna call it a stream for the moment.
I understand your mother's situation. A Obtaining justice at the price of betraying her own flesh. It's quite a dilemma.
It might be my mum's wish that I end up swinging from a hangman's noose. But she wouldn't want to be the one who ties a knot round my neck.
Alright.
Goodbye, Mr. Fishburne.
Well, that is an interesting development with that particular side quest. Where is... Y'all didn't see that, right? Alright. Dip into the safe house here. Alright. This has been a very productive stream. Screen. Stop recording.